I was sleeping over my friends after not seeing them for over a year due to them moving away and it becoming very hard to see each other. I was excited to say the least. We used to see each other every day, and then suddenly it went to nothing. So I was eager to head over and stay for the weekend. We are both 16, male and female. For this story, my name is Alex, and my friend's name was Faye. To some people it looked as though we were dating, given how close we were, but we had never actually been together. Not in that way anyway. We were strictly friends. It had taken a few hours to reach Faye. We gave each other a big hug and went inside. We waved my mum a goodbye after all sharing a cup of tea, and then I was told how her parents were at friends for the night, so we were going to be alone. We quickly rushed to make plans about what we were going to do. Movie night, hide and seek, late night talks in bed theorizing about life as we understood it. It sounded like old times. We ordered a pizza and settled down for a movie. It was Jurassic Park. Faye was a big fan, and I didn't mind the movies all too much. After the movie though, we cleaned up, and as a throwback to many moons ago, we decided to play hide and seek. I always let her hide first, before it was my turn. She knew I cheated with counting, and so with a few laughs I was quickly on my way to finding her. The house was pretty big. I'll try to explain. The ground floor consisted of the main entrance. To the left was the kitchen, the right the living room, and around the back a dining room with a toilet. Upstairs consisted of 3 bedrooms, a master bedroom to the left of the stairs, and 2 bedrooms off to the right. There was also another set of stairs that led up into an old bedroom that was slowly transitioning into a small office. Nobody ever went up there, as it was her father's place of work. So now we got that out of the way, I searched the ground floor. Kitchen hiding in the cupboards, living room hiding behind the sofa, even checking the dining room table. I couldn't find her. I went upstairs and heard a noise coming from the master bedroom. I smiled knowing I had found her and launched the door open. It was of course dark, but I saw the figure peeking its head behind the bed. I got you now, I thought to myself as I smiled some more. But what stopped me in my tracks was that I heard Faye calling me from another room. I looked back towards the bed, and the figure had ducked back down. I pretended I hadn't seen this figure, and so Faye laughed, saying I was going to get her. I closed the door shut and ran to where I knew she was hiding, in her own room. I grabbed her hand and rushed her down the stairs, telling her to fake being happy and getting caught. Just playing along. She did, and we joked around, before I frantically whispered that there was somebody in her parents' bedroom. I started calling out saying that it was my turn to hide, while she called the police, and then we heard the bedroom door creak open. We bolted out the front door and around to our neighbours. It was Miss Patterson. She was a very old, lovely lady, and we all stayed on her porch watching to see if anybody came out whilst the police arrived. They searched the house and found nothing. Nothing had been stolen either. Faye's parents came back home that same night and we stayed at Miss Patterson's until they arrived. I always loved to sleep over. I'm 17 and still love them even at my age. I'm a girl just to mention. For this story, my name will be Hannah, and my friend is Jo. She is a girl too. We had decided to have a sleepover at hers as her family were on vacation and wouldn't be back for a week. Of course, we weren't fully allowed to stay alone for the week. The neighbour was told to come around once or twice just to keep an eye on us. By the time I had arrived, the neighbour had already been twice. It was past 10 in the night, and so they had probably settled down for the night now. I dropped my bags, ordered some food, and talked on the sofa. The door knocked. My friend got up and grabbed the food. The night was going pretty smoothly. though his stairs had a landing that overlooked the living room, which always made me feel slightly uneasy as he sat with our backs to the landing. We must have stayed awake until the early hours, as I don't even remember falling asleep. I just woke up to the sound of creaking floorboards. They were very distinct. I nudged my friend, she groaned, and then turned over facing into the sofa. I sat upright and looked around. The TV was still on, but with the screensaver flickering through the preset images. Everything had become silent, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I remembered the landing above me and quickly shot around, but nobody was there. I breathed a sigh of relief, lied back down and closed my eyes. I was somebody that always struggled getting back to sleep. It just took me a very long time. I guess maybe half an hour had passed before I heard a few more creaks from the floorboards. I was still awake and knew they came from up the stairs. I just opened my eyes gently as I was facing towards the landing. I could see someone leaning over the banister, looking down at us. I screamed and jumped up. My friend instantly woke up as well. I pointed her to someone being up on the landing. The man had dived into one of the bedrooms by the time my friend looked up. I started pacing the ground floor. I grabbed hold of the phone and wanted to call the police, but my friend was determined nobody was there. She said there was no possible way for anybody to be up there. I had 911 at the ready as she went up the stairs, with me following cautiously behind her. She was playing her off like I was just tired and seeing things. We checked all the bedrooms and found nothing, just a window open. My friend closed it, and as we went to walk out of the room, we heard a giggle come from within her closet. We both screamed, and I called the police, telling the dispatcher someone was in the house and we needed the police here immediately. The dispatcher told us to remain outside, even to go to the neighbours and wait until the police arrive. So that's what we did. We ran outside, straight to our neighbours, knocked on the door, but no answer. To when the neighbour did answer, he was dressed and almost to be trying to hide his panting breathing. It seemed odd to be like that in the early hours, I thought. The police had arrived and searched the house. Nobody was there though. I told them about the neighbour who seemed oddly dressed and panting for breath. They questioned him, but they said he had told them he was just working out and was getting ready for a morning run. My friend believes it, but I don't. So I was currently over my friend's house having a sleepover. This story happened back in 2009, so quite some time ago. I can remember it like it happened yesterday though. It was a horrible night, very windy with strong rain. We were sure we even heard thunder in the distance. My friend's mum was already in bed. She worked very early hours in the morning, and we tended to stay up very late ourselves. We played video games for most of it, then had some food, and then just lazed around on the sofa and chair. Safe to say, it was a typical night for us whenever we stayed over at each other's homes. But my friend's mum was really strict on leaving a mess, so whatever we did or had, we always had to clean up before going to bed. I was fine with that though. My parents were the same. The doorbell rang, and it was the pizza guy. We didn't order from any popular joints. This was like a small pizza shop in the corner, so it was pretty local to the area. We hadn't tried it before, so we thought why not. The guy seemed pretty friendly as we both went to the door. I grabbed the pizza whilst my friend paid the man. He asked if we were home alone and if children should be left home alone during bad weather. My friend let him know that we weren't alone and we are fine. He closed the door and I watched as the man's face changed to anger as the front door had some glass panes at the top, and I could see him staring at me for a few seconds before turning and walking away. I got shivers. Just to say, we are both 16, and both guys. We ate the pizza pretty quickly, and felt stuffed to the point of not being able to move. Then the door knocked again. It was the pizza delivery man. Apparently, he had given us the wrong pizza and he needed it back. But we had already eaten it. We told him this, as his look was pure anger now. He refused to leave and continued to knock on the door as we only spoke of him from the other side. We knew this knocking was going to wake his mum up, so we repeated that we already ate the pizza and that it was his problem and not ours. He walked away and we heard my friend's mum call down to us about what was going on. We went up to her room and told her about this pizza delivery guy who said he gave us the wrong pizza and that we had eaten it. She didn't seem to take it seriously though. Then the man frantically pounded on the door. My friend's mum got up and before she walked down the stairs, she could see this man with a menacing face trying to break in. She ran back into her room, locked us all inside and called for the police. The dispatcher said that an officer was close by and they'd be there shortly. We heard the front door smash open as loud heavy footsteps came charging up the stairs. One by one, each door slammed against the wall before turning the doorknob on ours. We had managed to push a set of drawers in front of the door and stood back watching as this man was screaming and banging. The police arrived. My friend's man waved at the cops from the bedroom window, telling them he was still inside. They rushed in, and we could hear them tell the man to get on the ground. We pushed the drawers out of the way and watched him get arrested. He had a knife tucked away under his jacket, and my friend's mum ended up moving away a few weeks later. They haven't had anything happen since, and that story still scares me thinking about it today.